Happy World Book Day, everybody. You've just caught me here reading some poetry. You know that I love reading poetry, and I especially love our poem of the day at school. I was thinking it might be really nice if you could have a look for some of your favourite poems and then bring them into school and we can share them together. Wishing you a really good World Book Day. Take care.
I've chosen to read this book. It's called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Flies Again. And the reason that I picked this book is because when I was a little girl, I loved reading Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the actual first story. And then when we got this camper van, and we go away in it all the time, we read this to our girls. And it's about a camper van that has a mind of its own and it goes on lots of adventures. So I thought I'd just share the blurb with you. So it says, Jem thought Dad had lost his marbles. The whole family going on tour of the world in a clapped out camper van, not like ours. Mum, Dad, grumpy sister Lucy and baby Harry. Please, no! But this is no ordinary camper van. Equipped with an engine, with an amazing past, it can go very fast. Very, very fast, and not necessarily on the road or even on the ground. In fact, it's almost as if it had a mind of its own and it wants to take them all on a magical adventure. So because we go on our adventures, I like it because it reminds us of our little adventures.
Children, me and Custard, we love to read books. We sit out here in the daytime reading all about horses, don't we, Custard? Oh, and Lucky. Bye.
Zog is one of my favourite books by Julia Donaldson. Julia Donaldson is also one of my favourite authors who writes books like The Gruffalo and Room on the Broom, and another one of my favourites, Stickman. I like how Julia Donaldson makes her books rhyme, which gives the book a little bit of rhythm when you're reading it. I also like how some of her books have been turned into short films, so you can watch them and you can also read the book along to the film because the words are exactly the same. I also love reading these books to my classes, so then they have a love of these books too.
What a feast the dogs had at the ball on that night. The table was quite a magnificent sight. They dined on fresh giblets and dog biscuit stew, with slippers and old dug-up sheep bones to chew. Then doggy chalk ices, all creamy and brown, and fresh puddle water to wash it all down. When the poodles had cleared all the food bowls away, it was time for some fun from the dogs' cabaret. The Peaks did a song in ridiculous hats, and a Labrador told a rude joke about cats. Then Coco the conjurer got a huge laugh by pretending to saw a Dalmatian in half. And now, Coco said to great woofs of applause, it's time for the dancing, so up on your paws. Look at us, said an overexcited young hound, as he whisked a fox terrier clear off the ground. Watch out, cried a sensible boxer named Clive, as the hound and the terrier started to jive. They swirled and they twirled ever faster and faster, until, oh, dogastrophe, what a disaster! The twirling was more than the Afghan could handle. He suddenly tripped and knocked over a candle, which fell on the curtains, which promptly caught fire, being old and quite cheap, sending flames ever higher. Some dogs broke the rule that forbade hind leg cocking, but the fire soon spread with a speed that was shocking. Don't panic, barked Clive in a great fit of passion. Let's all try to leave in an orderly fashion. But that was an order they chose to ignore, as they scurried and scuttled like heck for the door. As the last dog shot out of the hall with a bark, the lights all went pht, and the whole place went dark. Wait a minute, said Clive to the panicking mutts. Our bottoms, our bottoms! We must save our butts! So into the cloakroom they bumbled and tumbled, and soon all the bottoms were hopelessly jumbled, as every dog grabbed the first bottom they saw, and fled the great fire with a bomb in their paw. Luckily every dog got out alive, and no one was caught by the fire except Clive, and some others whose tails had been singed all the way, which is why all those dogs have no tails to this day. And all the dogs' bottoms were rescued as well, but because of the darkness no doggy could tell whose bottom was whose in the panic and scrum. So each dog went home with another dog's bomb. Ever since then, when a pair of dogs meet, in the park or the playground, the woods or the street, each dog gives the other dog's bottom a sniff to see if it has the particular whiff of the bottom they lost on the night of the ball, when the dogs hung their bombs on the hooks in the hall.
Hello, happy World Book Day. Now, my favourite book has changed over the years, and this year is no exception. My little boy loves the Gruffalo, and he loves to read this in the woods. And by our house, we are very lucky to have woods, and we go looking for the Gruffalo every time we walk through it. Happy World Book Day. I hope you have a lovely day reading and enjoying all the activities your teachers have to offer. Have a good day, guys.
Happy Book Week, everybody. Just want to share with you what I'm reading at the moment. I'm reading some Ideal Home magazines and I'm looking for some inspiration to do a bit of decorating in the spring.
I like reading books about places around the world, especially holiday books, so I can think about all the places I want to go and visit and places I want to see.
Hi everybody, just want to wish you a very happy World Book Day. I'm here in my garden. This is my catio. It's completely safe, as you can see. I'm wide in. My cats have got some outdoor space, but they can't get out. I want to tell you today about a book that I really enjoyed. It's called My Name is Bob, and there's a companion book for older people called A Street Cat Named Bob, which you might have heard of. This tells the story of James Bowen, who was a homeless man in London, and he befriended a small ginger stray cat, and they both helped each other to get back to normal and lead a happy life. So I just wanted to read you a little bit from this book, which is the nice illustrated version for children. In March 2007, James Bowen, a busker, found an injured ginger Tom in the hallway of North London block of flats where he lived. Realising he was a homeless stray, James gave the cat somewhere to sleep and spent most of the money he had on medicine to heal his wounds. He nursed the cat back to health, expecting him to return to the street. But Bob, as James had named him, had other ideas. He started following James around, even jumping onto him, and one morning he jumped on a bus and headed to work with him to Covent Garden. In 2012, A Street Cat Named Bob, a book about their adventures, was written by James and was published. It became a bestseller around the world. Sadly, Bob passed away in 2020.
And this is my very own street cat, Bob. He's called Ruddles, and he's a 10-year-old ginger Tom. And he's very affectionate. He's been a bit poorly recently, haven't you? Hello.
Happy World Book Day, everybody. I've already done lots of reading this morning. What have I done? I've read the newspaper and I've read a chapter of my book, and now I'm reading my recipe book because I'm going to cook something this afternoon ready for our tea tonight. So I've had a look through, I've got everything ready. I've bought all the ingredients, I think. I'm just going to have a read through and check I've got everything. Got mushrooms, peppers, onion, chicken, the tomatoes. Oh, it says here I need some pesto. Some pesto. There we go. I'll have one more read through, check that I've got everything. There we go. I think we have. So I'm going to read all the instructions now and I'm going to get cooking this afternoon. And I hope you all have a really good World Book Day, and hopefully we'll see everybody soon.
Hello everyone, happy World Book Day 2021. I'm Mrs Sylvie and I teach in Year 5, and one of my very favourite things to do is to look through my telescope and see the moon. all the craters on the moon. I think it's very mysterious and it really intrigues me a lot. I love to do that. There's a poem I'd like to share with you today, and it's called Moon, and it's written by Britta Teckentrup. And if you look really carefully as I read through the story, you'll be able to see the moon waxing and waning. Have you ever wondered why the moon shines in the night sky? How every creature, plant and tree is subject to its mystery? A breeze blows softly across the land, rippling through the grass and sand. A scorpion scuttles through the night, glowing with an eerie light. Far away in a land harsh and bare, puffins shiver in the cold night air. The northern lights set the skies aglow, shimmering, glimmering above the snow. As birds fly south to warmer climes, they seem to sense the perfect time. Journeying on all through the night, the moon will always guide their flight. In the jungle, through a canopy of green, shafts of silvery light can be seen. As parrots swoop beneath the moon, tree frogs chirrup their nightly tune. On southern shores, on a moonlit night, nature reveals a magical sight. Hundreds of turtles swim to land to lay their eggs in soft white sand. When nights are dark and the moon is new, a tiny field mouse has work to do. Busily scampering here and there, he hunts for food in the cool night air. The ocean sparkles bluey green, lit up by a magical scene. Waves roll gently to and fro, the moon commands their ebb and flow. Above the mountainside at night, the sky is filled with sparkling light. As wispy clouds splutter by, a shining moonbow lights the sky. In the grassland all is still, animals rest in the nighttime chill. After the day's blistering heat, the cool, clear air smells fresh and sweet. Snowflakes fall on frozen ground, swirling, twirling, they make no sound. Under the moon, huddled together, penguins seek warmth in the icy weather. So when you close your eyes at night, the moon reflects the sun's soft light, shining down with a silvery glow as we dream our dreams in the world below. What a lovely poem. Now I'm going to see if I can see the moon for real tonight. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Mrs Hutchin and the book I'm sharing with you is Peace at Last by Jill Murphy. Jill Murphy is the Year 1 class author and we love to read and share her stories. We've also been reading 5 Minutes Peace. I've been listening and reading stories by Jill Murphy since I was a little girl and I love the Worst Witch series.
Happy World Book Day everybody, I hope everyone's having a lovely day. I've been reading my book in the sunshine today and I've just come to the beach and I'm just having a little read of this sign here. We've brought our dog to the beach today and I want to see which side of the beach she can go on. So I'm just having a little look and a little read and it says dogs can't go that way, but I can take her this way, so I'm just going back to the car now. I'm going to get her, and I know I'm okay to go on this side of the beach, and I'm also going to read the sign and check whether the tide is in or out. Happy World Book Day, everyone.
Hello everyone, Mrs. Blanco here, just wanting to share my love of books with you for our special World Book Day. As you can see, I've got quite a few books here in front of me because they remind me of different parts of my life and different parts of my family's life. So here on this table I've got lots of books that remind me of my family or friends. The Owl Who Was Afraid of the Dark was one of the first books that Patrick chose from a book club when he was a little boy. The Puddle Lane books were the books that Rebecca learnt to read with, and Peepo was one of their favourite books to listen to and share when they were both little. The Elmer books and the Elmer remind me of my friend. She made the Elmer for me. And she died when she was quite young, so that always has special memories for me. The Treasure Island book reminds me of my dad. It's a very old book, and underneath that is his seaman's manual from when he was a sailor. And Glitter When You Jump reminds me of all the people I was at college with, because that was one of our favourite books. From previous assemblies, and the older children in school will remember that one of my favourite books of all time is The Mousel Cat by Antonia Barber, who wrote the story, and Nicola Bailey, who did the most amazing illustrations in there. So I think that will always remain one of my favourite books. It inspired me to go and visit Mousel, where the book is set. Over here, I've got a selection of books we read together in school when we're in 3A, because I think it's really important to share books together when we're in school as well. Along the back are some of Quinn's favourite books. So I've just put a few. Whenever he comes to visit me, he absolutely loves. As soon as he comes in, he'll say, "Nanny, can you read a book to me?" And off he trots to choose his favourite book. This was one of his favourites when he was little, Guess How Much I Love You, and he still likes us to read that book. Another of his favourites, Thomas the Tank Engine. He's got loads of little Thomas the Tank Engine toys, and I've just got this out. I promised him I would get it down so we can read the books out of it. And I've got down The Sea Swallow, because we were inside Mary's shell on Cleveley's beach last week, and Quinn asked me about it, and I said it's all to do with the story of the sea swallow. And he said, "Is that a real book?" And I said, "Yes, I'll get it out and share it with you next time." And in a few minutes, Quinn's going to come and talk to you as well about why he loves reading and sharing books. Ready, Quinn? Thomas comes to breakfast. Thomas the Tank Engine has worked his branch line for many years. "You know just where to stop, Thomas," laughed his driver. "You could almost manage without me." Thomas had become conceited. He didn't realise his driver was joking. "Driver says I don't need him now," he told the others. "Don't be so daft," snorted Percy. "I'd never go without my driver," said Toby earnestly. "I'd be frightened." "Pooh," boasted Thomas. "I'm not scared." "You never dare." "I would then. You'll see."
I like Thomas because my favourite colour is blue and he's blue.
So,
but I do like number 1 because I like yellow as well. But I love Thomas books because it reminds me of going on them.
I'm reading a book called Evil Under the Sun, which is a mystery book, and I'm reading it because I like to know, to try and work out who done it. And it's about a crime that was committed in the sun, so I'm reading it in this nice sunny place.
Okay, Sienna, what book have you chosen to read tonight?
Say Hello to the Jungle Animals.
Okay, and why have you chosen to read that book?
Because it's fluffy. I like it and it's fluffy.
All the animals are different textures, aren't they? Do you want to show the front cover to the camera?
Might be too big.
Click down. There we go. Okay, so should we read that now then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy World Book Day, everyone. We've had a few rainy days recently, so I've kept myself busy reading my book, reading my magazines. But it's a beautiful day today, so I've gone for a walk. And I brought my map to read today. I'm just very lucky because I've got all this on my doorstep, but I always bring my map so that I don't get lost. So I'm just going to read and check where I am. So I've come along this path, and then I'm going to go to the tarn.
Mum, are we lost again?
Happy World Book Day!
Hi, we're looking at Charlie's favourite book. It's called What Dog? And inside there's lots of different types of dog. In fact, Charlie, you're a Labrador. Shall we have a look to see if you're in there? Let's have a look in the contents. Page 43. Let's have a look. There you are. Labrador Retriever. Let's read about you. The first Labrador Retrievers came over to England around 1830 in fishing boats from Newfoundland. The exceptionally keen sense of smell of these dogs and their great love of water were quickly recognised. Well, that's certainly true of you, isn't it? You love water.